Keav here and welcome to the Cars and Keav YouTube channel. And this video is an update on Heidi here. What's going on? A lot of people have reached out to me through DMs and comments and asked, hey, what's the status on Heidi? So we are on our way to pick up Heidi in Charlotte. 3.5 hour drive or so at the Eurofed Charlotte. They took care of the car. Well, we made it to Eurofed Charlotte. Hannah did an awesome job, like 39 miles per gallon on the way up here. Never had to waste gas in 2 cars on the way back. I said Hannah did awesome. My son came with me to come pick her up. Look at that Mercy right there. Rolls Royce Heidi back there in the back. The bumper is secured right here with a tap screw into here. Hopefully we can get it back home safe. Gotta take that tow hook out too. The new front wheel offset, as you can see, is more concave than what we had before. So I'm keeping the wheel. You can see the damage. Quite crazy. You see the more positive offset on this versus that one is more concave. I think it's gonna look way better. Something bad happened over here. Car on fire. Yeah, car on fire. Holy crap. Lexus. Like a Lexus RX. We're here, Heidi's here. I don't know how long she'll be here before she goes to the body shop. So once we figure out those totals, we'll sit down at the end, kind of go over all the damages. Heidi still isn't completely done yet. The mechanical issues are fixed. We have no idea what happened. All we know is that all 5 lugs were gone. All the lugs were stripped out. So they did it, you know, just back out easily. They really, they really did some work in there. You know, everybody speculates under torque, over torque, this and that. But I truly don't know. And I'm not going to point any fingers. I just know that I'm lucky that things weren't way worse. I had my son with me. Things could have been really bad, but it wound up being a great weekend overall. So that's where we're going to think about it. We're going to think positively. This is going to push me to spend money sooner than I thought on some modifications for Heidi. So I guess it's a good thing for that. So if you don't know already, right here I'm going to show you just a quick little summary, a little 30-second summary of what happened. That wheel, lugs are gone. The only thing keeping this wheel here is tucked inside this fender. Some kind of lubricant. Static low now. Goodbye, my friend. Crazy, right? Now many of you already know about all this stuff, but I just kind of want everybody to know. Like I said, in Charlotte, Eurofed took care of Heidi. They brought a tech out, took care of everything, got us the tow to the shop. And I don't want to discuss the full estimate or what everything would have costed somebody else. So on the mechanicals, we came out really, really well. The worst thing that happened, obviously the hub is screwed because all of the lugs were stripped out. The hub needs to be replaced. We also had to replace the wheel bearing as well. It was cooked. That was it. That's all the mechanical issues that we had. Amazing. I would say between the shops, no matter where you go, they're going to charge you between 3 to 5 hours. We also reached out to BBS and got new wheels as well. But we didn't just replace this wheel because the wheel that we currently had, it was a mild offset and it poked out a little bit. The spokes didn't have as much of a concave. Well, they didn't have that in stock. And that required a spacer with a longer bolt anyway. So we decided to go ahead and bite the bullet. I went ahead and bought a pair that they had in stock of about a 1/2 inch wider wheel with about 10 more negative offset. So this just is so much better. The concave, they fit so much better. The only problem is these 235 tires that were on here, they're really stretched, like really stretched. So that's another thing that I'm gonna have to do probably before the end of the year. But it's crazy though, it was only a wheel hub and a wheel bearing. It could have been the caliper, it could have been the rotor. We'll get further into that. I'll jack the car up here in a minute. We'll take the wheel and tire off, kind of see inside. I haven't seen inside yet, so I'll see it at the same time you did. Street Proof Customs, who I went out and got an estimate as well. So for the estimate for the body stuff, we wanted to do a worst case estimate, which is all new OEM parts. All new front bumper. Along here, normally these, you can kind of manipulate it to get it to fit. You see somebody at Eurofed secured it under here with a screw and it holds pretty good. But there is a break along the seam here. And no matter what we do to secure this to the bumper, that seam is going to continue to stress and break. And then at some point, this means nothing. We're just going to have to replace the whole front bumper. And that really sucks because it was fitted just right. And I had my custom fasteners on the bottom of the bumper to secure my bumpers, so I could just put a bolt straight in there and no nut on the other side. I'm gonna have to redo that on a whole nother bumper. This fender's screwed. The amount of work it would take in labor to get this back is completely rolled out as if somebody rolled it for, you know, a much wider tire, but then it's also got a pinch right here. It's pushed up this way and it's stretched, like almost like it's a wide body kit. Got all the fender liner stuff in here. I think we got about $100 in there for that. It's gonna wind up being about $1,800 in parts. That sucks. Obviously, now we gotta paint them, right? Body labor, 6 hours. Paint labor, about 7 hours. Paint supply, 7.5 hours. Let's see what else is in here. Let me get a light. Now I'm gonna do another video later on the R1 Concepts Geomet rotors, which is what these are. Decided to go with blanks instead of drilled and slotted. I think that kind of saved us there too. Drilled and slotted, I don't know if it would have been able to hold up to that type of stress. So this looks better than I thought towards the front. I was worried about that radiator right there being damaged, but it looks like it's good because I thought we were getting some leakage, but we're not. The brake duct from the front bumper is not damaged. The fender liner obviously right here is pretty screwed. My other worry was the coilovers, but they look in pretty good shape. I don't see anything wrong with them. I also had a concern with the brake lines, but those seem good as well. You know, actually on this side, I mean, the fender liner looks in great shape. I don't see anything at all. Caliper wise, we're good. It's just cosmetic. As you can see, we have cosmetic damage there, all the way down. I believe we have a lot down at the bottom. You can see down here at the bottom of the caliper, we have a lot of damage right there from the scraping. You can see we definitely cut a little groove there on the top of the rotor going around. It's not horribly bad though. Like, it's like almost as if nothing happened. When you look at it from the outside, you can't even tell. And it's really not even on the braking surface itself. So that brings us to what's next. I was going to rewrap the car anyway. Early next year, late this year, I was thinking about hopefully having it done for a possible BMW or Beamer invasion. You can't say BMW invasion anymore. This color went better than I thought. Like, everybody's reaction to the car, 90%, they love it. Such a rare color and people were afraid to do it, and so a lot of installers aren't very good at installing it. So my guy is awesome. He's going to do another wrap for us. We've already talked to him for a sponsorship and it's going to happen. So Opulent Auto Styling. Haven't chose the color yet. Actually, I kind of have. I'm worried about it because I'm worried that it's going to be something that you're not expecting from me, and I don't think this is going to have that 90% likability. I think it's going to be half and half. I think some people are going to be like, what the F did you just do? There are other color change wraps out there, but they are so overplayed. I want to try something new that hasn't been out there much. I mean, I'm Googling the color code and the color, and I'm trying to find cars, and I'm only finding like 5 or 10 in all of Google that have the color. So I think it's going to be ultra rare, and it's still going to be kind of an iridescent chameleon. So it will have that base color without any lighting, and it will have color change, but the color change is only like 2 colors that it changes to. And is it going to be satin? Is it going to be gloss? You'll have to find out down the road, but that also means that we're going to be rocking Alpine White for a little while. We have to wait 30 days for it to cure or so before we can even wrap it. Well, there you go. I hope that helped answer some of your questions and concerns that you were having with the build and what was going to happen. I think from what happened, I don't think you could have had a better result. The wheel falling off, just the fender, the bumper, wheel hub, and a wheel bearing. That's it. And a fender liner that really isn't even that bad up front. So, I mean, that's great. I am going to be spending money. I mean, obviously I had to buy a whole nother wheel. BBS helped out with that. Great sponsor of ours. Opulent's going to help out as well. So the wrap isn't going to be full price, but I'm definitely going to be paying a good chunk of change. So I really do want to thank our sponsors big time. BBS, Opulent Auto Styling, Street Approved Customs as well. Eurofed, and G-Technic, who's going to help coat this when we redo everything. If it wasn't for them, this would be just astronomical for me to take care of out of my pocket. I do believe I provide enough value for them for it to be worth it. I hope it is. That's the whole point of a sponsorship, is a mutual value to each other. So that's about it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. That shadow in the corner's kind of tarring paint or anything like that onto the car. Dang, somebody ripping it down that side street. Worst case, have a cheap wheel, because I think a cheap wheel